welcome back to StarrSoap's channel. How are you today? I'm doing good. Today I am making Black Rasberry Vanilla soap for my wholesale order. So it's going to be those little funny little bars again. So come with me and I'll show you how I make it. Squee! So first things first, I've got my bowl with my oils and goat's milk, and I'm just giving it a mix to combine all the goat's milk with the oils before I add the lye. So my oils and goat's milk and lye are all at room temperature, or around about 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. I like to soap at room temperature because it helps me to keep fluidity, and I use a lot of soft oils in my recipe, so I'm able to soap at room temperature. If you use a lot of hard oils in your recipe, you might find you need to soap a little bit hotter. And if you use palm oil, you definitely can't soap at room temperature. I don't use any palm oil in any of my soaps. So I'm just separating out some for different colours, some different soap batter for some different colours. I'm going to be using black and red and white for my Black Rasberry and Vanilla soap. So I've poured some into a little cup and some into a jug. I do believe I've put a little bit too much into the cup. I haven't left enough room to mix the colorant. So I'm going to have to pour a little bit of that soap back into the big pot. There we go. And now I can get my colorants ready. I'm using, for the red, a red oxide. For the black, an activated bamboo charcoal that's been mixed into water with a bit of glycerin. And in the white, my trusty titanium dioxide that is water soluble. And so is the red oxide. The red oxide and the white titanium dioxide are both mixed into water and then added into the soap batter. So I always do a little bit of a water discount with every recipe, more so in this one because of all that goat's milk. And I always make sure that I'm just aware if I'm adding colorants that are suspended in water, that I'm not putting too much water into the recipe. Things like adding too much water into your recipe can increase the risk of you getting the ash growing on the soap as it cures, and that can be a little bit frustrating. I have noticed that with all of my goat's milk soaps, they have been more likely to grow ash. So I don't know if there's some science behind that, but I just give them a little bit of a wash and then leave them overnight to dry before I wrap them, and it's totally fine. So I've now got all my colorants mixed up and it's time to add the fragrance. And this particular fragrance contains vanillin, so that means that it will discolor. So I'm putting the majority of it into my dark black, with a little splash going into the red and a slightly larger splash going into the white. This particular soap did not discolor and smelled really amazing. It's still something that I'm experimenting with. Sometimes my Black Rasberry Vanilla soap will discolor to a yellow in the curing, and sometimes it won't. So I'm still working on that and how much I use of my fragrance, because I'm often using less than the recommended weight in my fragrance, just because of the way I like to add it like that, just sort of a touch here and a touch there and smelling the soap batter, which is, some people would say, not the most scientific, I guess, way of doing it. But I always know that I'm not using the recommended, therefore I will not be overdosing my soap with fragrance. These fragrances have a very strong scent, and you really don't need to add as much as they recommend you do. So there's a little insider tip for you, especially you frugalista soapers like me. So I'm starting off with a very plain drop swirl technique, and then I'll come through and I'll give it a hanger swirl. I love the way hanger swirls look. I know I'm repeating myself and I've been saying that a lot lately, but I really love the way they look and the surprise mostly of when it's time to cut them. You just never know what you're going to get. So a quick little hanger swirl here, and then it is time for us to put a bit more of each colour on the top in a line, and then we can give it all a pretty swirl on the top as well. So these soaps are all ordered in one big lot from a shop in New Plymouth, and they're all being sold there now. So it was a wholesale order where I sold them to him for my wholesale price, and then he could price them as accordingly. So I've been in there a couple of times and had a little look at the display, I must admit. I will have to include some pictures or video if I can in this video of what all my soaps and bath bombs and things look like all laid out in the shop, because it looks so good and it makes me so proud. So I'm just trying to do some lines of black and red along the top now, very carefully because the soap is very fluid and I want it to stay on top and not sink down. And then I can go through with my chopstick and give it a pretty swirly swirl.
Not your answer, and love me when love is all you have to give, 'cause you're my angel and you're my goddess.
It sits overnight and we're back again the next day to cut our bars and see what we got. All across the top I have sprinkled little soap confetti stars. So somebody gave me these sheets of soap paper that you're actually supposed to take with you when you go camping and things like that, and it's a single use thing and you just put it in your hands and rub it and it lathers up. What I did is I took a hole punch that was a star shaped hole punch, and I punched a whole bunch of little stars out of the soap paper and then sprinkled them across the top of the bars of soap. Now these are rather sticky, so I'm finding it quite difficult to show you. Sorry about that. And I don't want to be too rough as I pull the bars apart because they are quite soft still, but I had to get on with it and cut them. That swirl looks so good. I love how the black stands out amongst the other colours and it really pops. It's so beautiful.
For me, when hope is not your answer, and love me when love is all you have to give, 'cause you're my angel and you're my goddess. But most of all, you're my essence, and I tell you this because you're my love, and this is real.
So here we have some photos of the soap in the mould and of the cut bars. And I think they turned out really cute. They look so funny and short, but that's again due to the wholesale price that was asked. I could not do full-size bars at the price he requested, so he got little short bars. Each bar weighs around 100 grams. And this week I'd like to highlight Cody Cunningham and his awesomely beautiful blue swirly soap that he shared in our group over on Facebook called StarrSoapy Family. So if you'd like your photo to be highlighted in one of our videos and you'd like a shout out from Starr, then please come and join the group StarrSoapy Family over on Facebook and show us your creations because we love to see them. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this soap. If you did, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. There'll be plenty more videos like this coming your way. And feel the soapy love. Bye!
And you're my goddess, but most of all, you're my essence, and I tell you this because you're my love.